Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the Raw Deal podcast, episode whatever. We're done with numbers. And so, Garrett, you got the Bullet Club thing. I like that. But no, this is what's the date today? June 26th.
Yep.
Raw edition. We had a lot of fun stuff on this show, but it felt like it was going kind of slow for me. But we'll talk about it. So, Garrett, why the change with the Bullet Club? You just sick of the old picture?
Yeah, it was a really bad picture. I changed it because it was a really old picture of me from when I changed my YouTube channel thing when Google Plus first changed it, and before you had to go and change the separate pictures for Hangouts and stuff. I was just figuring all that out recently because I've been out of my personal channel game for a while. I just started doing stuff again there not long ago, and I'm already off schedule again, like always. But yeah, no, I'm a fan of the Bullet Club. This looks like a Bullet Club shirt. It's not. This is actually Famous Stars and Straps, but it works for the purpose. We have Charlie in the background.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't have a light, so that's why I'm rocking no camera for the next.
Yeah, Charlie's lurking, bro. You can barely see the face unless it's lit.
Yeah, just like
I like.
Light, so.
And then Garrett's got the weird internet connection, so there's basically pictures.
I'm just gonna rock the V until
I'm the only one with quality equipment around here.
Get that fixed. Yeah, you know, I had a light about an hour and a half.
I have a good mic.
Yeah. Yeah, especially Charlie, dude. Charlie, tell the people. You worked a double on your first official day of work. How much you making tips?
You $74. Not too bad.
Dude.
And I forgot to ask a certain person, so go figure. Would have made about 80 something. So.
Dude, that's good. That's good money, bro. 74. You won't get that every night, but you know, if you make like 30, 40 a night, dude, you'd be raking in the dough. You're honestly, bro, Charlie's gonna make more money working at a restaurant than I am teaching, and I'm gonna work a salary job.
And I'm gonna probably make more money than both of you when I get out of school.
There you go. So
because media, yo.
Yeah, dude. So Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman kicked off the show. Roman came out, cut a promo, said he's gonna kick Roman's ass. Sorry, Roman. Yeah, he's probably gonna kick Roman's ass.
He's the only one that could beat him.
Roman's ass. The only one that kick my ass is me.
Roman versus Roman match, like the Undertaker match back in the
headlining Mania.
For the Universal title.
So Braun Strowman, he came out in the ambulance last week, made his big return, beat up Reigns. This week, Roman's cutting a promo, said he's going to send Strowman straight to hell through the ambulance. All of a sudden, you hear the ambulance start going, backs in, and Roman assumes Strowman's in the back of the ambulance, opens up the doors. No one's in there. Roman gets jumped. Strowman just beats the piss out of him, and that's kind of it. What do you think of the opening segment, Charlie?
It was about 13 minutes, and it was everything it should have been. Immediately got the hype right in the show, and I was like, all right, they're doing it big in a big city. So
that's true. The show was in LA tonight, in the Staples Center, home of the Lakers, which will come. Which will be a big point a little later on. Garrett, what do you think about Strowman always getting the one up on Roman? Do you think this is a guarantee Roman's going to go over at the pay-per-view?
I think it's always a guarantee that Roman's going to go over at the pay-per-view. The swerve is when
Roman
he loses.
hasn't won a pay-per-view match since what? Before Mania, or since Mania?
Has he been? Oh yeah, I guess. But he's not lost any matches. I don't think he's been pinned. Right? Extreme Rules, no. Because Finn tapped at Extreme Rules. Or, well, he passed out, I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Coquina clutched. Before that, what was that? When Payback? Who was he in at Payback? Was that the Strowman match?
He lost to Strowman.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I don't know. I just feel
like that's all I know.
The swerve is when Roman doesn't win, you know, at this point. Like
it's been nothing but swerves at some point.
Yeah, dude.
Pattern, right?
Yeah, well, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's either he's either gonna win and you're gonna be like, ugh, or he's gonna lose and you're gonna be like, all right.
How many times does Roman have to lose in a row before we stop saying that Roman is the company guy and they're shoving him down our throats?
All of them.
Well, the
He's
thing
not-
is, one of the
not in
things
the
with
title
Roman
picture.
is
He's not winning.
they make it a big deal when he loses because he
Turn
rarely
heel.
loses clean. That's why it is a big deal.
To be fair, his promo was very heel tonight. It really was.
I mean, we've been saying that for weeks. He's got heel tendencies, and people like Strowman. I mean, people are going to cheer Strowman more than boo, so why not just roll with it? You know, they don't have to be clear-cut babyface heel anymore.
He said in interviews too, he's at different opponents, he's going to react differently. That's why he was kind of heelish with the Undertaker, because he knows he's never going to get cheered against the Undertaker. Likewise, against people he's never going to get booed against. You know. So.
Yep. So I came in a little late. We moved into a match with Hardy Boys and Finn Balor against Elias Sampson and Cesaro and Sheamus. Was there a build into this, or did they just
Threw it up.
go?
It kind of showed the thing, the render, which looked awesome, by the way.
Oh, just saying, oh, this is going to be our
Yep.
title match, and this is going to be. Did they officially announce Finn versus Sampson?
No, they just kind of
Oh, okay.
said something about last week. They didn't.
All right. Anyway, I'm trying to think. Oh, that's right. So pretty much, it was your standard 6-man tag. Cesaro and Sheamus beat up on the Hardy Boys for a lot of it. Samson got some stuff in, and then the baby faces made their comeback. Finn hits the coup d'etat, or coup de grace. Yeah, whichever one. Coup d'etat, Big Brother on the mind.
Hey,
Finn Balor hits a coup de grace on. Who did he hit it on?
Was it on?
Cesaro.
Yeah.
Okay, hit it on Cesaro. Gets the win. It was a decent match. Garrett, break it down.
Yeah, dude. Anytime Finn can pick up a win for a team or himself, you know, as long as they keep giving him momentum, even when he's not in the main title picture, I think whenever he goes after the title again, we're gonna be like, yes, this is time.
True.
And I think he's gonna somehow pull a really good match out of Elias Sampson, like at a pay-per-view, and probably at Balls of Fire. They're gonna be like either a pre-show or like, you know, one of the first matches of the night, and it'll be one of the better matches. I mean, shoot, if later in the night, what one person everyone that doesn't know wrestling considers to be like just a jobber can go out with Rollins and do it. You know what I mean? Like anybody can do it at any time, and I believe in him. The Drifter.
Yeah, that's true. Charlie, anything big about this match?
I just thought it was some good action. Enjoyed it. Just nothing too special.
Yeah, same. That's how I felt. It's like a standard match.
Yeah.
Kind of
good
hyped
guys
me up
won.
for the rest of the show, though. You know, like I was like, yeah, let's go. You know,
That's
Dude,
true.
I was not interested.
It was
in
cool to
wrestling.
see Finn and like the Hardys teaming together. That is a cool combo.
Goldust cut a promo saying that tonight was the premiere of his movie, and that's pretty much it. And said, and they said, you know, up next we're getting R-Truth versus Goldust. It's like, oh, thank God, this rivalry's ending. And then they came out, and the rivalry did not end. The bell didn't ring. Goldust brought out a. They said not to call him a camera guy. I can't remember what was it, film specialist or something like that.
I think
Yeah.
film special.
So he brought out a camera guy dressed in all gold, just like he was, and he stood in the ring while Goldust beat the shit out of R-Truth, and that was it. So this feud's continuing. Are you down with it, Charlie?
Yeah, I thought they had to eventually stop doing the little things behind the scenes and get face to face. And while I think it was a little late because people are already seemed a little less interested, it's just you know, it was about time they did something. I will say though, kind of didn't really answer the question. It'll be a nice little side feud on a pay-per-view. I like everyone having feuds, so I'm open with it.
So Goldust looked his age. R-Truth, on the other hand, did not. R-Truth looked big to me. I don't know if it was the tank that he's wearing, but we all thought that this was going to be a way for WWE to push Goldust into maybe one more feud. Do you think it's possible that this is a way for them to push R-Truth into one more feud, Garrett? Or not? All right. Charlie, any opinion on that?
Yeah, man, Goldust looked great. So, or not Goldust, R-Truth looked great. So, shit, maybe they have him win. He's the babyface, so who knows?
Is there any way this is on the main card for Great Balls of Fire?
Yeah, they seem. I mean, Raw has that where they don't really have to.
If we're doing 5-match cards, no, it'll be pre-show.
Yeah, they're not doing 5-match cards, so it's gonna be 7-8 matches, and they're pre-shows where they stick the cruiserweights on there because they have them.
Yeah, we had 2 Money in the Bank matches, which are meant to go a little long. That's why we had 5-card match in the last one. Paul Heyman's backstage. He starts saying how Brock Lesnar is going to go to the ring. He's going to call out Samoa Joe, and he's going to give Samoa Joe what's coming to him. All of a sudden, Joe comes out of nowhere and grabs Heyman's throat and makes it seem like he's going to put him in the coquina clutch, and then stops. And Heyman does a great job of just acting completely scared shitless. Because Heyman is just he just talks up a big game when he can't really defend himself. And then Joe goes, he just thinks it's funny. Joe's got this serial killer mentality right now, which I think is really funny because he's got 2 personalities. He's got this, like I said, like murderer, and he's got like the happy-go-lucky kind of, hey, man, you look good.
Well, like, the thing I instantly thought of was like, in Assassin's, I don't know if you played Assassin's Creed. In Assassin's Creed, when you come up behind someone and stab somebody, that's like what it was like. He was just like coming up around him like he's about to like snap his neck or something, and put on that hold and put him to sleep. And it's just like that's the character he's playing, is the assassin. And I'm just like, yeah, that's exactly what I expect him to be doing. Go Joe, he's killing it right now. Give him the belt.
And it would have been so easy for him to just attack Heyman and have people drag him off of him, but they didn't do that. They made it known that he was smart and he picked his spots, and he just wanted to put a little bit of fear in Heyman, which I thought was good. You think so, Charlie?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It definitely just, I don't know, continued to. It felt like the show was getting hot. It was off to a good start. And this just kind of kept it rolling. He looked like a killer, kind of like you're saying, just like a badass.
Agreed. Which, for the people that were watching straight through the whole first hour, it was a pretty solid first hour. Yeah,
boy.
It was all right.
I liked it.
And then that led us into the start of the second hour, which was Miz TV, and it was announced at the very beginning of tonight's Raw that we're going to be joined, since it is in the Staples Center and it's LA. We're going to be joined by LaVar Ball and Lonzo Ball and the whole Ball family. And what I thought was funny was that before commercial, Corey Graves said that all 4 of the members of the Ball family were going to be there, but the middle kid wasn't even there, was he, Charlie?
No, man. He's getting that Kevin Jonas, Cooper Manning treatment, bro.
Cooper Manning, dude, really?
He's that third brother that no one knows, man.
Good brother.
Gronkowski.
He's a good brother.
Yeah. I mean, this is that guy he's a 3-star prospect that just went to UCLA. He's going to UCLA next year. But people don't care. It's all about Lonzo and LaMelo, the older and the youngest.
It's really weird, right? Like, you know that he must have been there. I don't know, maybe not. So anyway, Corey Graves announced that he was going to be there, but they left him off the graphic. So it's like, all right, is he going to be there or is he not? And turns out he wasn't. And then we come back from commercial, and I don't want to give my opinion just yet on this segment as a whole. You go ahead, Garrett.
First off, let's just premise this. Garrett, do you know who LaVar Ball is?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you don't? Okay,
number 2 pick in the NBA draft.
All right, Garrett, I'll give you backstory. Okay.
Number 2 pick in the NBA draft, right? Is that
So-
right?
Yeah, that was Lonzo.
Lonzo Ball was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. And he went to the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's a big deal. But over the past 6 months or so, basically when all the draft talks started, even in the middle of the college basketball season, LaVar Ball, his dad, who played in the NBA and averaged 1 point a game.
I didn't think he played in the NBA. I think that was like a college stat.
Oh, well, he played in college. He averaged like a point a game or under a point a game. He was not very good. So he started coming out, boosting himself up and saying it first started with, "Oh, my son is the greatest to ever play." The thing that first got him on the map was he said that his son Lonzo Ball was already better than Steph Curry because Steph Curry couldn't take his college team to the big dance like his first year or something. He set up this whole thing, and then he started boosting himself up, saying that he in his prime he could have beat Michael Jordan in his prime. I think that's what really went viral. Yeah, this is the dad, not saying that his kid could beat Michael Jordan, but saying that he could beat Michael Jordan in a game of 1v1, saying that he's never lost. That was his big thing. I'd never lost a game of 1v1. One-on-one. Really weird. So anyway, people people end up, they hate this guy, right? People hate LaVar Ball, and they end up hating Lonzo Ball because of it, even though he's actually pretty cool.
True.
And he's seen as a big leader. But the big thing is he was able to play the face. The whole family was able to play the faces in this scenario on WWE TV because they were in Los Angeles. And everyone loves Lonzo Ball. And maybe not everyone loves LaVar Ball, but, they deal with him because his son's so good at basketball.
You may not love him, but the guy has certainly gone out there and made a name for him and his kids.
And one thing I got to say real quick about LaVar Ball. I love how people criticize LaVar Ball so much for being so supportive of his kid, when in all reality, all he's doing is pumping up his kid. So you hear about all these athletes that grew up with single mothers or no parents in the household at all. Their dad wasn't in the picture. Their dad didn't love them. And then all of a sudden, this dad who loves his son, his whole family, he's made a brand just to pump up his 3 sons. All of a sudden, they're criticizing him for loving his sons too much. I think that's so backwards. But as far as this segment goes, Garrett, what were your first impressions of LaVar Ball?
I don't really know enough. I just feel like I don't want to talk about this. I definitely, from what little I do know about professional basketball, that Michael Jordan comment is just ludicrous.
No, I'm not saying anything about basketball. Just the segment.
Right. I don't know about the guy to begin with.
Segment alone.
This segment. I mean, I kind of walked out on this segment because I was like, I really have no interest. Okay. I didn't know anything was going on. I didn't know if they were going to be topical and then I don't know.
Charlie and I will take care of it. Charlie, what'd you think?
Sorry, guys.
This guy, you can clearly tell when he was younger. He used to watch WWE or something, or he'd always hear about it. This dude went out there and embraced it with everything he could, and I loved it. Did you see him fucking waddling to the ramp, doing a run, doing a slide-in, kicking his feet in the air? He grabbed the mic like he was cutting a promo on The Miz. I mean, this dude embraced every second of it, and I thought it was awesome. And this is going to go it already has gone mainstream. Because of how big LaVar Ball is.
You shared a tweet with us in the chat saying it was some guy saying, I haven't watched the WWE in like 10 years, but I turned it on today because they were on.
And that's what this Raw, man, even if it's nothing too crazy, like this YouTube rating, it's going to bring in popularity that they didn't, that they weren't getting before. It's from an audience that doesn't watch wrestling.
Charlie, your audio is very in and out. I don't know if you want to reset your mic or something. It gets very.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it.
It's like you have no pop filter. It's like because all mics have some sort of built-in filtration system for sound for ambient noise, but even
right, let's not talk too much about mics, but
mic talk.
So, I thought it was good. Talking about cutting promos, the youngest son, what's his name, LaMelo. He cut an unintentional little bit of a promo as Dean Ambrose was coming out. He interrupted the segment. Really, Dean added nothing to the whole segment. He just came out in a Big Baller Brand shirt, which is LaVar Ball's brand. It was just very odd. And as as he comes out, we got a couple N bombs.
Yeah, he's like beat that so and so's ass a couple times through the
We're
mic.
all white on this
like
podcast. We can't say that word, but he said it a couple times. Right, like he brought the mic up to his face and said it, which is just really funny.
He was too hyped, is what was happening. His dad was doing Karate Kid moves up there. He didn't know what the hell to do.
It was weird, man. It was weird. I thought the segment, like, it did what it needed to do. I'm not a big fan. I just don't like LaVar Ball.
What did it need to do, Brady? What did it need to do?
It brought eyes to WWE.
That's you know what? I can't argue with that.
Be out there.
I won't argue with it. It definitely brought eyes, but I don't know if it's for the right reasons.
Whatever, man.
Is there such thing as a bad publicity when your company just had the lowest ratings of all time?
I think when you're talking about wrestling, you don't really want to take too far out of what wrestling is, because that's when you're going to lose a lot of your core.
I think LaVar Ball is perfect for what wrestling is.
Like, we always talk about the impenetrable core of wrestling fans that are really into it like us, but like that can be breached if they start going the way of just going entirely mainstream with everything.
In wrestling's heyday, why did WrestleMania actually blow up? WrestleMania 3 and stuff. Like,
at the same time, just to kind of counter Garrett's point, should wrestling feel so out of touch and different from everything in the world? LaVar Ball is huge now. He's not going to be big in 6 months. You know?
I guess all I'm really saying is I think that if you try to just take I think it cheapens the product if everything just becomes a walking publicity stunt, because that's not what wrestling ever was, really. I mean, I guess it's what it is. But
yes, it was.
Okay, that's only what it's been.
But names like Mr. T and Cyndi Lauper and
Floyd Mayweather
and Donald Trump and all of these celebrities that brought eyes to these major events.
I don't want to stomach for getting up on them. We're just giving a couple ideas that we thought.
Yeah. So I think it's just
you have a good point, Garrett. We're just countering it.
WWE,
I get it.
WWE is a business. They're trying to make money, and the fact of the matter is, when WWE was most popular, it was a glorified male soap opera. That's what it was, and the wrestling was pretty shitty. It was all about the storylines and all about building characters. And right now, LaVar Ball is probably the best character on the show this week on Raw.
Wow. That's bold.
He's the biggest character in the National Basketball Association, so he's not even on a team.
Exactly.
I should say something, man. I don't know. I thought it was perfect timing to go out and get this guy. You know, if they brought Cash Me Outside Girl on tonight, a year after she was relevant,
I would have turned the TV off.
You know, they brought Ronda Rousey,
and I would have been like, guys, I'm going to miss the first podcast I've ever missed.
Dude, I'm surprised that they're even up to date. You know that in 6 months they're going to have a fidget spinner T-shirt or something.
Is that going to be a TJ Perkins thing?
This was just perfect timing for them, and I hope it shows in the ratings tomorrow. Just because I'm a fan of the company, I hope it shows tomorrow. They get like even higher than last week, and last week was a good show.
Same. Bo Dallas got a pin. Bo Dallas actually won a match this week.
Believe in Bo.
Miz Taraj is a terrible name, but
yeah, the Miz Taraj is. But isn't that the funny thing? Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Like, everything the Miz does is supposed to be terrible, but he boasts that it's great. So
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not the biggest Curtis Axel fan. Never really gotten behind him.
I like Axel. What do you think about him, Garrett?
Yeah, I've always liked Axel. I've supported him because
I never thought he was a good wrestler. Good in the mic.
I think he had a rough time because he was expected to be as good as his father, and no one can ever be as good as wrestling was at that time. You know what I mean? Not nowadays. Not with the way that things are now. I think it's changed enough that they can make their own name, but no one wants to see that. They're like, oh yeah, it's Mr. Perfect's son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sad because he's actually not terrible. So, I mean, that's what look at Heath Slater. Everyone thought he was about the same level as Axel, but now he's like one of the guys that you're like, oh yeah, he's cool. You know, I don't know. Yeah.
So the Miz Taraj and the Miz face Dean Ambrose, Heath Slater, and Rhino. Bo ends up getting the cheap roll up. Who was it that hit Rhino beforehand? I can't remember.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I think the ref was distracted, and Rhino got it was basically just a screwy finish, and Bo ends up getting the roll up.
Oh man, a screwy finish on Raw. Who would have expected?
Yeah,
And a
exactly.
tag match.
Honestly, though, I don't care about any of the faces in this match. I only care about what The Miz is doing right now. I don't care about Dean or Slater and Rhino right now.
I'm interested in Bo and Curtis. I want to see where they go right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Miz and the Miztourage, like that.
Okay, yeah.
Like I'm interested in that whole side, but all the faces, I don't really care.
I'd agree.
What if Aaron Rex comes back and he joins the Miztourage as Mizdow again?
Jeez. Man, a side note about that guy. I was included in this. Everyone was kissing his ass, saying how good he was. That guy really shit the bed on the Indies. That's all I'm going to say.
A little bit.
He was good on the mic. That was about it. But that doesn't translate in the Indies.
No.
It doesn't matter. Unless you're broken Matt.
Yeah, true.
Matt threw out the wonderful after the Finn got the pin. It was great.
So Enzo comes out after the whole thing as we close Raw last week. They basically replayed it.
Great little package, by the way.
It was a good package. They always do a good job.
Guys always like talking about the packages.
Yep, we love packages here on the Raw Deal podcast. And Enzo comes out and basically says, Cass, I need you to come out here. I've been trying to DM you, text you, FaceTime you.
Trying to slide into them DMs.
And so Big Cass comes out and Enzo pours his heart out. I hate it. It's weird because, like, you know that last week the things Big Cass is saying, like, you're dragging me down. I'm the star here. I'm the one that's the future of this company, not you. He's saying things that are true, but they also hurt. Like, that would hurt pretty bad if he said that to him in real life. And then Enzo did the same exact thing. Like, if Big Cass would have actually beat him up in real life, and Enzo were to say, "Wow, man, what happened? You were the one right next to my bedside. You were the first face I saw after getting knocked unconscious at a pay-per-view 6 months back, or whatever it was, a year ago."
Damn, yeah, that's true.
You know, it was like, man. So Enzo, once again, he's fantastic on the mic. Is there a better talker on the mic? Okay, who's better on the mic right now, Enzo or The Miz? Garrett?
Oh,
I gave mine. That's a hard one.
Or at least it's Miz.
I think I'm gonna go with Miz as well because Enzo, his promos are pretty similar most of the time.
Here's what I'll say: they're way different styles. They're both great, but I prefer The Miz.
I think Enzo's more well-rounded. I think he's more dynamic. He could be a face or a heel on the mic and be fine. Serious, funny, face, heel, anything.
Yeah.
The Miz is very good at what he does. You know. But they're both fantastic. They're easily 1 and 2 on Raw. They're easily 2 and 3. Roman's number 1. So
no,
this is my yard. Did you catch the canned cheer effects they had at the beginning for Roman as he came out because no one was cheering him?
I don't know. They
might have been some real ones in there, like the ones that they throw out when the production team throws out when they don't get the reaction they want. It's a thing. You look it up. It's a thing they do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've heard him put things into the recorded shows. I just haven't heard him doing it live.
I think it's possible.
I don't doubt it.
Adamir, we were just talking about this. It was actually we think he put the mic up to his mouth when he was yelling it. It was pretty good.
What? Oh, yeah, the drop. Yeah, it was
It's gonna go as something. It's gonna be like in that list in 10 years. Things WWE wants you to forget.
It's gonna go right up against that coming for you segment from Booker T.
Oh yeah.
Tense, dude. Especially like if like something were to go down, it would be like if Lonzo Ball ends up being a bust, if all the Ball brothers ends up being a bust, it's gonna be like 10 celebrity appearances on that WWE wants you to forget. This would definitely be one of them.
Trumpet
but right now it's cool. So basically poured his heart out to Big Cass. Big Cass Big Cass apologized. Enzo accepted his apology. They hugged it out. They cut the SAWFT chant one more time. Walked all the way up the ramp, hugging, total bros. Honestly, I thought there was a chance. Like, they actually kind of sold me for a second, thinking that they might have just moved on like this, because imagine how big of a pop they would have got next week coming out. Like they'd be the biggest face tag team in the division right now if they would have just stopped it there. Right?
Yeah.
It was a good feel-good moment, and then Big Cass clotheslined the hell out of Enzo on the ramp.
I mean, I don't know.
I personally, I kept waiting for the moment where he was going to turn on him.
Yeah, me too.
But
I thought it was coming, but I was like, that would actually be kind of cool if they would have just made up.
I feel like I'm a really cynical wrestling fan of this show because I always look at things in the negative. I just don't. I thought if they were going to do that, why even have them do the makeup segment? It doesn't really. It convolutes itself. I'm as a writer, I can't do stuff like that. Like especially in the zone that I'm in right now. For those of you who don't know, I was telling this to Brady and Charlie before I got on the show. I've been up for like 30 some hours because I've been writing like the last 60 pages of a book. I'm not going to get into any of that because I don't know if it's going to go anywhere yet, but I'll have more information on that if it goes anywhere. But yeah. So as a writer, I scoff at that stuff. I'm like, why did you go that way? You already had this. It's just extra cheap heat because Cass already had so much heat when he came out. Why do you have to pile on? It doesn't really make any difference,
I think it's just to show that Big Cass had remorse. I don't know. I think it's kind of leaving the door open for maybe they'll get back together someday because Big Cass admitted that he was remorseful.
Then why do it tonight? Then why not just leave it?
You know why I think they did it tonight? Well, it's really hot.
No, I get that
part. Could be. They're delaying. They're just making time because I don't think they're going to do this at Great Balls of Fire. I think they're going to do this at SummerSlam.
I think Big Cass might trash him next week or something, and then Big Show will make the save, setting up Big Cass, Big Show at Great Balls of Fire, and then Enzo will face Big Cass at SummerSlam.
Could they put on a good match?
Yeah.
I mean,
Show isn't good enough shape. I'm just wondering if
Big Cass is on the same level as Strowman as far as in-ring ability, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you're talking Big Cass and
Ooh,
Enzo.
can he get him up for the East River Crossing? Can he get Show up? I guess that'd be like the big move, right?
Show's dropped, I think he said 80 pounds, 90 pounds, something like that. So
well, it's just is Cass lifting like because Strowman holds all the weightlifting records ever.
He's a thick dude with 2 C's.
Dude,
but Jesus, no, but did he was kind of he might have just not had much momentum, but he kind of struggled to throw Enzo. He chucked him down the ramp, but I think he wanted to get him full over the head, and he kind of got shaky and had to chuck him a little early. I don't know.
Drop that bitch on his head.
Yeah, he looked like he didn't land right, but then he rolled, and I was like, all right.
Kurt Hawkins versus Seth Rollins happened. Seth Rollins got the pin. I don't think we need to talk about it too much. And then
it was a good match. Come on, dude. What the?
Go ahead. You break it down.
It was good. I fast forwarded through the first bit of it because I was trying to catch up, but like it was. I don't know why everyone thinks Hawkins is not putting on good matches. He was able to put on good matches before. I mean, there's a reason why he's kept the same gimmick for as long as he has. I mean, he changed his gimmick when he came back. Why he's kept like the cane and that the choice of outfits is because it works. But people just don't give him a chance because he loses so much. I mean, he's one of those guys where he puts on good enough matches with guys like Rollins and guys like I'm sure like other guys like Balor and other guys that have been putting on the good matches. Like I don't know why I chose Balor, but just pick any person in the company, and I just don't know.
I mean, I agree. He can put on solid matches. I just don't know how you can get your panties in a bunch when you say that you skipped a good part of the match.
I didn't skip a good part of the match. I skipped probably the first 60 seconds of it, and I watched it happen on my screen as I was fast forwarding through it. I just
it wasn't
see
bad
it in real time. It was like it was all right. He did the shoulder block into the leg or whatever, the chop block into his leg to take him out. That's why I skipped through. It was quick though.
He did okay. I'll give him that.
I'm not saying he's like a wrestling god or anything. I think he's underrated. There we go. That's what I meant. Yeah. I couldn't find the words.
More Bray Wyatt stuff. Charlie, you want to talk about it at all?
Bray Wyatt?
The Bray Wyatt promo that after the match?
I don't even remember it, dude.
He said more of the same shit. He's a god.
Yeah, it's Bray Wyatt.
They gotta they're running the risk, man. You gotta change it.
Yeah, he's getting boring. Paul Heyman came out to announce Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar started coming down the ramp, and Joe attacks Lesnar from behind. Once again, he's going with the assassin gimmick, and he gets Brock in a choke. And Brock did a really good job of there's a way that you can like cut off circulation of your brain. I can do it. I can make my face go like purple, but I really don't want to do it on the podcast. But basically, you can cut off circulation to resemble getting choked out, which Brock was doing. Face totally red. Really good job by him. And then some superstars had to come out and drag Joe off of Brock. I like this.
Hell yeah.
This we don't know if Brock is on the or if Joe is on the level of Brock because Joe always gets the upper hand on him by getting the jump on him. I think that's a really cool dynamic. Now, do you think this is going to lead to a squash at the pay-per-view, Garrett?
I hope not, because I think Samoa Joe is of the caliber of kind of superstar that could beat a Brock Lesnar in a modern WWE. Because if an AJ Styles can beat a John Cena, and then drop the belt to him a few months later, then why can't the same thing happen with a returning Brock Lesnar after Joe defends his title against Rollins, because that's not over with yet, and then some others, in that meantime. Rollins pins Bray, and I know that's not good for Bray. Rollins pins Bray, goes on to face at a SummerSlam against Joe. That would be good because that feud's been cooking for long enough.
I wonder what Rollins will do at SummerSlam. I don't think they'll run back Rollins and Bray.
No, that wouldn't make. Well, unless it's really good, I don't know.
I think the match itself is going to be solid as long as they don't do maggots on the floor. But is what it is. Charlie, do you think? Who do you think is the face of this match?
Is the what? Sorry,
the face.
The face. Oh, Rollins.
I almost don't like that anymore.
No, not Rollins. I'm saying, back to Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar.
Who's the face? God, it had to be Lesnar, right?
Paul Heyman.
It seems like they're pumping up.
I think they're both heels. That's just how they're playing it. They don't care.
You can do feuds like that.
Whoever wins this is going to face a heel next.
You think?
Or I mean, a face next.
Gonna face. Oh yeah, I would agree with that. Hopefully a face Strowman. I want Brock Strowman at SummerSlam, and I don't know why.
I wouldn't be upset with that. And I wouldn't be upset with Strowman Joe or Roman Brock Roman Joe.
Can Brock Lesnar German suplex Braun Strowman?
I'm sure he can.
Yeah.
Effectively, though? Or is it going to be like...
I was going to say, Germans can go many different ways. I don't think he would release him and chuck him across the ring. It would be more of like a fallback.
Oh, like his old gimmick, right? Where he would hold on to them like the angle or the... what's the guy in Japan that does it? There was a guy in Japan that did it, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, look at like Undertaker's first WrestleMania loss. All those suplexes, he kind of just fell.
Yeah,
but Strowman's also pretty athletic, so he might be able to jump and get a pretty good chuck.
Christ, if the man can do a kip up, if he can't fly across the ring at least once, I'll be surprised. Maybe
Strowman backflips out of a German.
Oh my! That's gonna be the new challenge.
Talk about a pop, dude.
Dude, the pop would be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
Strowman would just be like, "Whoa."
I highly doubt he could, but
now he's gonna take that as a challenge if he ever hears this.
Yeah, if Braun Strowman finds this podcast,
that'll never happen. But
shit myself, like that one chick on UFC the other night.
That means because she was doing them.
So anyway, Nia and Alexa are backstage, and Alexa is wishing Nia good luck. She pretty much was saying people always said that I couldn't do it because of my appearance, meaning her stature. She's short, so people didn't think that she could be successful in WWE. And then people judge Nia based on her appearance because she's big. So she's trying to make some similarities, telling Nia good luck, hoping that if Nia wins this match, it'll go easier on her at the pay-per-view. and we set up the women's gauntlet match. The first thing I want to talk about real quick is how stupid the backstage segments were with the girls picking the lottery balls out of the lottery machine.
Did not even include
okay. My thing about that, I liked how they kept it going throughout the entire show. So people, they don't do that enough with keeping something going the entire show. I kind of liked it.
Oh, I think it was good. I think what was really stupid about it was Kurt Angle spinning the thing.
Oh, okay. That was
balls
corny.
Don't mix up because they're huge inside that lottery machine. They stayed in place, and we had to watch him spin the thing for like 10 seconds.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, that was pretty goofy.
It was stupid. And I don't know, the look on Kurt Angle's face during the Bailey segment where she was picking out her ball, it looked like he really just didn't want to be there. I don't know if someone pissed him off before he had to cut that promo or what, but anyway, the first two women that end up getting picked to go first in this gauntlet match, that was for the number one contender spot to see who faces Alexa at the next pay-per-view. Great Balls. They had to pick balls to see who goes against No Balls at Great Balls. And
hopefully no balls, we'll say that.
Yeah, hopefully no balls. I think we're good. Her Alexa's shorts are pretty tight, so we end up with Bailey and Nia right in the beginning. So we're like, oh shit, what are they gonna do? Those had to be like two of the favorites.
Yeah,
I'd start with Bailey and Nia, and Bailey gets beat clean. What did Bailey do to piss people off backstage, man?
Bailey's had a rough run since she won that title.
She's got to have some heat with someone, right?
Maybe it's the locker room.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man.
I've heard of that
happen. Where you go from here, dude? I really don't.
It's
rough. What? I said the unemployment line.
Oh shit.
I'm joking. Maybe.
No, but I don't know what the plan can be from here.
She's pretty ruined. So anyway, she loses first to Nia. Nia proceeds to run through everyone in the division, especially Dana Brooke and Emma. She beat those two in about 30 seconds apiece.
Yeah.
My girl, Emma is, I have never said, because we always have the people that are saying, like, oh, this chick is bae. Emma has always been bae, and she was gone, so I never got to say that. But she got beat in 30 seconds. Why even build her up with any kind of credibility in these other matches the last few weeks? Why even do it? I just don't get it. I really don't.
To make Nia,
I was really hoping that they were going to go the way of Nia goes through the whole match and Sasha comes out and just gives Nia a real run for her money and just tires her out, but Nia somehow pulls off the win against her, and then Emma comes in, pick the bones, and becomes number one contender. I thought
heel
that
versus heel?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I guess they could put on a good program.
Plus, Emma got a pretty big pop when she returned.
She could play a face, I think, a little bit, and not like a full face. She's going to be a heel, obviously.
She's the badass face, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, it comes down. Bailey versus Nia got some time. The whole match in and of itself was 33 minutes. Bailey probably got about 10. Sasha got 8 or 9, and everyone else just got the little middle parts. Who else is in it? Mickey, Dana, Emma. Someone else? There's one more, right?
Maybe.
Am I crazy?
Was there 5?
I don't know. Anyway, so then when Sasha comes in, she gets the upper hand on Nia pretty early. Nia comes back, beats up on Sasha a little bit. Sasha gets a good comeback and ends up locking in her finisher. What's the name of her submission again?
Sasha's?
Yeah.
Bank statement.
Bank statement. There we go. Locks in the bank statement.
Crippler crossface.
And Nia has to tap, and Sasha is the new number one contender. And Kurt Angle comes down to congratulate her, and Alexa Bliss tries ruining the party. Sasha drop kicks her, takes the title, and stands tall as we go off air. This match overall, I thought was all kind of useless other than burying Bailey, but I thought that
burying the entire division, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Nia bearing the entire division, and then it made Nia look really good, and it made Sasha look really good, and I'm down with a Sasha Alexa match.
Just Bailey.
Charlie, you down with that match?
Oh, absolutely. I thought this is the direction they should go, and good with me.
Garrett, does this set up Bailey Sasha somehow at SummerSlam if they can redeem Bailey?
No.
Or do you think they're trying to bury her so much that this makes for the comeback of all comebacks going into Mania?
I think this is, well, maybe that. And she wins it again, Mania to Mania, wins it at both Manias. You know, like I want to say they'll go even farther and they'll just have Triple H just come out with a shovel, hit her over the head, and then cover her in dirt and just walk away.
You know what I think WWE might be doing with Bailey, and it might be really backfiring on them? I think
they're trying to Daniel Bryan her. I say this all the time. Yeah. It doesn't work.
Yeah, they're trying to just do it. Like Daniel Bryan happened organically. They're trying to make her lose on TV, so that way people on the internet wrestling community assume that she's got some heat backstage, like what we were saying. And so what's going to happen is we're going to assign her as the non-corporate person, the person against the corporate, basically the anti-Roman Reigns. That way we will hopefully organically get her over. But what's happening is that they're burying her, but they didn't build her up enough before to where we cared. So now people are just going to be like, see you later, Bailey.
Yeah.
Well, like, because NXT is a good career in NXT does not always equal the same thing as a years on the indie circuit building your name. You know, like Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, other guys like that came into the WWE around the first times, of NXT, or the last group of guys to come into FCW and OVW. Like all those guys, they grew not because at the time that a lot of those guys came in, the product was so just needlessly stupid most of the time that if somebody stood out, you could actually make your name. Now there's so much good stuff going on in places like NXT and on other indie platforms that these guys can go and make a living without ever having to come here. That's like the last guy that came into the WWE and won a title that actually grew organically with the crowd because of his indie work was probably Pete Dunne.
Zack Sabre Jr. already said he's making way more money on the indies than he ever could with WWE. Matt Riddle, the really big indie names, Cody Rhodes, I bet he's making just as much money now as he did in WWE, if not more.
I think he claims he's making more because he can work more dates.
Yeah, and he's free to go do whatever he wants.
Cody.
Like, people love that, man.
I love the American Nightmare thing, too.
So new good. ROH champion, bro.
Good. Yeah, that's cool, man. They threw the and he looks so happy in his post-match with his wife, Eden.
Mm-hmm.
With him standing backstage and he's got the title. He just looks so genuinely happy. It's good. It's good to see. But that
guy deserves so much more than he's ever gotten from the WWE, honestly. He really does.
Absolutely. So grades for Raw, Garrett.
I'm going to give it even though I kind of ragged on the show a lot, I'm going to leave that up to I wasn't really interested in wrestling. Like, it was another one of those Mondays where I came in and I was like, ugh, Raw. I'm more interested in what's going on SmackDown like usual. Even though the pay-per-view is coming up on Raw sooner. It's weird. It's one of those cycles where I'm like, even though SmackDown's going to be slower shows, even though it's 2 hours, because it's building up to the next SmackDown pay-per-view before we ever get there, like they're building the Battleground while we're still paying attention to what's going to happen in a couple weeks. I just feel like if these Raws have been good, but I feel like I know what's going to happen after Great Balls. As they start building the SummerSlam, it's going to get really stupid again. We're going to disagree with all the feuds, and then SmackDown's going to come in and save the day with some good matches.
But if we didn't have anything to bitch about, then the show wouldn't be nearly as good. So
we talk for 10 minutes, be like, yeah, it was good. Hey. I think we have a couple of episodes like that.
You didn't give your grade, by the way.
Yeah, what's your grade?
I'm going to give it a solid B, even though I ragged on the show a lot.
True.
Charlie?
I gave it an A last week. I'm going to give it an A this week. 2 fantastic shows. I think they're heading in the right direction.
I'm going to give it a little below an A. There was nothing that exactly blew me away, but I'll give it an A-. I think there's some things that they were just paint by numbers, but a lot of the stuff did what they needed to do. Putting LaVar Ball in there and the whole Ball family, I thought was pretty good. I thought it was pretty fun.
I gotten that whole deal, I would have liked it more, but I just felt like that was like it's a dry spot in the show for me because I was like, what am I watching here?
Well, and you didn't know who they were. That's like that one week where they had this was like, I don't know, a year ago when they had like the 12-year-old Instagram star or whatever on there and let them be GM for a day. And I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah, I don't
like. They were in LA. They knew that was going to get a huge pop, so it was good.
Yeah, guys, we got a stacked wrestling show tomorrow for SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
People have been keeping up, but SmackDown, they've been doing this preparation stuff.
We've got Money in the Bank. We've got there's a title match, right?
Yeah, it's so loaded. I can't even remember what's all on it.
Oh, the women's
got Cena.
It's centered around the women. We've got we've got Cena coming. Or no, sorry, is he coming back?
No, the next week.
No,
the
next week. Yeah. So we've got the women's Money in the Bank. That'll headline the show. They'll probably kick the show off with Actually, I think they might kick the show off with the women's Money in the Bank, and then end the show with Naomi versus Lana for the women's title. And they've been setting up a lot of other stuff too. So.
You think we might see a cash in then? That'd be kind of stupid.
I think that's why they're going to do it. That's why they're going to do. They'll probably do the women's Money in the Bank.
What if they mess up the Money in the Bank again though? Like, what if Ellsworth just gets involved again, and we're just like, why are we back to square one?
Real quick before the show goes on tomorrow, let's make who do you guys want to win?
Women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
Carmella.
Carmella needs to win clean. It's the only way they.
We're all there. That's who we all want.
That's the only way it makes sense.
But yeah,
it's cool. But anyway. That'll do for this week, and we'll catch you guys. Big Brother premieres on Thursday, so
look out for the next state of NXT. We're doing that soon on Halloween,
and keep an eye out. We're switching the weekly podcast Wednesday to 7:00 while Big Brother's going on. So new summer hour radio podcast 7 p.m. on Wednesdays instead of 8, so right before prime time.
Yeah,
and that'll be better for some of you guys.
And also, we're working on the next state of NXT. I don't know when we're going to do that. Probably after this. We're probably going to watch this week's first, I think. But,
yeah.
But yeah, look out for that.
All right, later, guys.